Welcome back, everybody. So we are out fishing today with another brand new bait to me. I think it's relatively new to America. I don't really know. So this is another Japanese lure. The other day we were out fishing with the bodega, trying to power fish. A lot of those fish had slid off of shore and all of the structure and weeds and everything else like that. So we ended up fishing a little bit deeper water, a little bit slower. And the fish weren't super aggressive. So to me, that means finesse fishing. Unfortunately, we're going back to it. Today we're fishing a very, very interesting lure. It is a GEECRACK G Crazy. It's an 18-inch worm. I have never fished a worm that big. I think the biggest I've ever fished is maybe a mag worm that's like 12 inches. So this is going to be wild. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it holds up. Should be fun. Let's get after it. So the first thing that comes to mind when I'm trying to fish an 18-inch worm is how in the world do you fish it and how do you hook it? So I did a little bit of thinking last night. I was thinking about possibly electrical tape, but I know it's got a little bit of worm oil or something on there, so I didn't think that would work super well. I thought about zip ties, but I didn't know if they would cut through the plastic because they are so narrow. This is too thin to fish an O-ring that I'm aware of. There probably is one out there somewhere, but I don't know how you would thread on 18 inches on and put an O-ring on. So what I ended up doing, I'll go ahead and show that little clip now. All right, so this is what we have. We've got our worms, a little bit of heat shrink tubing. It seems like the 3/16 inch is the best size for that. We cut it down to make it a little bit more manageable, hopefully to not impede the action of that worm at all. We have got our forceps, a lighter. You could probably use a heat gun. I don't have one of those, so we're using a lighter. And we've got some water in case we set anything on fire. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We don't burn the house down. But as far as that goes, so we just go ahead and take a bit of that heat shrink tubing, feed it on. We're going to go ahead and go right towards the middle of that worm. Right there seems to be about right. We'll grab our tubing with our forceps so we don't end up getting burnt. And then you just have to go ahead and take a flame to it and she'll shrink right on down. Move it around so you don't end up burning it or anything else like that. There's supposed to be some sort of a heat adhesive to this, so it should lock on there pretty darn well. So we got one side, and then we'll go ahead and get on over to the other side. And when it's warm like this, you can put a little bit of indent into it, so be careful with that. There we go. Try not to burn our worm. We got a little bit of an indent, but that's not too bad. We'll have to take the lighter back to it, even everything out, but that's all we got. Hopefully it works. But it's basically, we just use some heat shrink tubing, and hopefully that'll go ahead and hold it together. They say you can use this thing on a drop shot hook. I don't understand how in the world you are going to hook a fish when you have a drop shot, whether it's an EWG or just a drop shot hook, in the first inch, and you have 18 inches or 17 inches behind it. Like, that's wild to me. But maybe it works. I have no idea. I don't think this is like the elastomer, like the TPE material, so I don't think it would hold together super well, but we'll see. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and wacky rig it initially, throw on a weighted hook and catch some of those offshore, a little bit more fish. It does have that SAF material, stands for salt, amino, and flavors, so it stinks, just like that octopus lure that we had used. So not super pumped about that, but let's go ahead, get out there, get rigged up, see if we can't catch fish. Let's get after it. All right, so this is how we have it rigged up. In all honesty, it went on there pretty well, and it seems sturdy, so I'm cautiously optimistic. We have it on a Zappu Inchy hook, which is basically just a weighted wacky rig hook. If you never use these, I love these. I use these all the time. So let's go ahead and see what she looks like. I'll take a little clip. So I thought it would fall a little bit slower. This is only, I think, a 1/16 ounce head, so you might be able to throw this weightless. I don't know how well it'll throw. I mean, I feel like I'm casting a noodle. It's what it looks like going in the air too. So we'll have to see. It might be better off weightless, but I don't know how well you'd be able to cast it at that point in time. So we're gonna go ahead and start chucking around, see if we can't get into some fish. Again, we're just gonna be fishing a little bit more offshore because that seemed to be where the fish have been the past week or so. So get him. We got our first one. Oh, and we lost him. Let's check our, oh, that felt like a good one too. Okay. Well, she held together. That's good. And we had it for a second. Again, it's the same, oh boy. It's the same 20, 30 yards offshore. Man, that one felt like a good one too. We're 0 for 1. Got one. Oh, that might have been a bluegill. That might have been a bluegill. With these tiny little, this tiny angel hair pasta of a worm, I feel like there's a good chance that they're gonna have some bluegill bite on that. Oh, oh no. Oh gosh. That was a bluegill that bit the end and we lost our bait. That is terrible. This might be a really quick review. I don't understand how it ripped. Well, we've had one good fish bite and one bluegill and we've lost a bait. Hoofda. That's not a good start. All right, we've got another one tied on. We might not be able to fish this potentially without live scope because I'm not about to throw it in front of a bunch of bluegill and have that happen. So we might have to bring out live scope if we lose another one or two so that we have the opportunity to kind of pick and choose the fish that we throw this in front of. That first one was not, that was not a bluegill. It was definitely a bass. I thought putting on that jig head along with the tubing would give it the fish a little bit of an area to kind of like target, and that might have worked for the first one, but definitely not the bluegill. So we're not going to be fishing this in any sort of shallow water. Not that bluegill can't go deep, but I think your likelihood of getting some bluegill in shallower waters probably much more common. What a disappointment. I thought that would really hold together. And I think it will if we get bass. But if something bites the end of it, it's clearly not one of that TPE elastomer plastic, that's for sure. So let's head out even a little bit deeper to hopefully avoid some of these gills. I got a bite, but I'm afraid to set the hook because I'm not sure if it's a bluegill or not. It's not a good place to be when you're nervous to set a hook. I think it's a bass. Let's see. Nope, we lost it. Did we lose our... Dude, come on. We're 3 bites, 2 lost baits. We've got one more that's heat shrinked. We're gonna go back to our lily pads because I know there are bass there and there shouldn't be a ton of bluegill. I just don't know how you would ever hook this thing. We've only got 5 worms. We're down 2 in like 35 minutes. I wish we would have caught that first one, but we're gonna try one more, and if that doesn't work out, we're gonna have to bring out live scope to even have a chance of catching a bass on this thing, because the bluegill are for sure gonna bite. So do you just guess that it's a bluegill and not set the hook, hope for the best? That'd be the time that you have like a 5-pounder that bites super, super soft, but All right, we're going to the lily pads and hoping not to have bluegill bite. All right, we have our last one rigged up. What I did notice, and I did not think that it would happen, is where the heat shrink tubing went, it did thin out the plastic just a little bit. I thought plastics had a much higher melting point, so I didn't think that would happen. Maybe this is a super soft plastic to where it's got a lower melting point, so this might not be a great option for it. You might want to go with a zip tie or electrical tape or something like that, but I just don't know, one, how that would stay, and I think a zip tie would honestly just cut into it instantly, so I don't know that there's a great option. We might try it on a drop shot rig or on an EWG or something like that to see if nothing somehow works. I highly doubt it, but we've only got 3 left and I don't have high hopes. I just want to catch a fish on it. I can't. I would absolutely be disappointed if we went through a pack of 5 baits without catching a single fish. That first one was for sure a bass though, and a good one at that, so that's kind of disappointing we didn't end up with that one. But we'll fish our isolated pads till we get a bite, till we lose another bait, and then we're gonna have to see if we actually have any more baits with us. This was the only one I planned on fishing with, so we might be done. I have another bite. I think it's a bass. It's running with it. We're gonna set the hook and hope for the best. Get him. Oh. Okay. It was a bass, and we did get our bait back. So, I mean, I don't know that that's really that positive, but it could be worse. Shoot, that one didn't feel too bad either. We could not buy a bite over by the lily pads, so came back to where we had the bite this morning and had another. Felt decent. I don't know how big it was, but it felt decent. It was running with it, so I thought for sure it had the whole thing in its mouth, and it probably did. Otherwise, we probably would have lost that bait. So this is clearly where we're sitting until we almost inevitably lose this bait. We can't keep missing good fish, though. If we lose this one, we might throw the 4th one on a drop shot just to see if that does anything for us. And then the last one we'll have to save for when we have live scope. We got another bite. It's running with it too. All right, here we go. Oh no, I don't know how you hook these things. All right, we're throwing one line. God, there will not be an affiliate link for these because there's no way I can recommend them to people. If you want to go find them, you can most certainly go find them. It's a neat idea. I just don't know how you don't lose them so insanely fast. People complain about Senkos. Well, these are like double the price or something like that, and they break apart, fall apart way faster than the Senko ever would. So, all right, we'll try on a tie on a drop shot. Try for one more fish. I don't have any more plastics. I checked. So, yeah, this last one is going to be the end of our day if we don't catch something. Clearly, the fish somewhat like it. I mean, and it's a neat idea. I think there is one from, I believe it's Imakatsu, that is a TPE material. So that one would probably float, and it's a little bit shorter. I think it's only a 12-inch or something like that, I think. But, so if you guys want to see that one used, and I think I'd have a little bit more confidence using that one. It's a little bit less interesting because it's, you know, not 18 inches. But if you want me to try that, by all means, drop that in the comment section below, and I could most certainly pick one of those up. But all right, let's tie on our last one and hope for the best. All right, how in the world this thing is supposed to catch a fish, I have no idea. I did put it on an EWG, so I had at least 2 spots where the hook was going through the plastic, just hopefully keep it on. I don't know that there's a chance that we keep this bait on, but we'll see. Maybe we'll surprise ourselves, but this will be the last one we throw. And I did find one bait that I have in my tackle box. It's a dice bait, so if we lose this guy, that's what we're throwing next, because I don't want to be done after an hour fishing. We got a fish bite. Now, at what point in time do I try and set the hook? I think it's coming towards me. He's got it. It's definitely a bigger fish. It's not a bluegill. Got him. Oh, we got one. Oh, it actually works. Oh my gosh. We actually caught a fish on this thing. Oh, hooked a fish. Don't lose him. I don't think we have to worry about losing the fish per se, but just the bait. It does work on a drop shot. I don't feel teeth, so I don't think he swallowed it too deeply. Oh, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump. Oh my. Is it a good one? Taking us all the way to shore. Yeah. That is by far just where the bigger fish and bass are, is just randomly out in the middle. Not in the middle, but, you know, farther. Oh my. No, definitely. Oh, he did not throw it. The whole thing's in there. The whole thing is in his mouth. I thought he threw it. We're gonna have to grab some pliers. He didn't swallow it super bad. Definitely further down there though. We'll have to get that unhooked. All right, look at this thing. Had the whole thing in its mouth. That is crazy. All right, we'll let that one go. She's off. So it does work to throw it on a drop shot, at least for one fish. Oh, but we tore it. So she is not going to last another one, that's for sure. So we're actually going to go ahead and turn our 18-inch into a 17-inch, just in hopes of trying to catch another fish or two. She tore right there, so we'll break her off right there, rehook it, and see if we can't catch some more. I'm shocked that we ended up catching one, but that's just where they are. They're just in a little bit deeper water offshore. There we go. Good as new. Should be a little bit easier to catch one now, too. Got a bite. Give him a second. Oh, he's running with it. It doesn't feel... Oh, I was about to say that doesn't feel like a... It didn't feel like a bass. Oh. It was running with it, but, like, I don't know what else to do. So, I don't know if there's a great way to rig these things. I would say the electrical tape is the only thing, but I just think they're such a thin lure with a soft plastic. It's like a Senko, except thinner. Well, I mean, we're putting it in front of Bass's face, so I think we're gonna try our last one on the drop shot and see what happens from there. We might have to throw the dice bait. We've caught one fish off 4 lures. This is, I can't recommend this, but let's try it. We might go through the whole pack today, but who knows, maybe the next one we'll catch will be a giant. Got one. All right, we're gonna let him eat. Oh God, I think it's a bass. It feels like there's weight. Here we go. Oh, he's got it. Oh no. Did we lose? Yeah, we lost it. No. Oh. We lost basically all of it. That had weight to it. That was definitely a bass. And we gave it time. I just don't want it to swallow it. This is such a rough bait to fish. This is what we have to remember the bait by. It was 18 inches. Now it's 1.5 inches. Well, we have one more other bait, so let's go ahead and start throwing that thing around, because this is the worst video known to man. We have one fish to show for 5 baits and a $12 package. But we'll go ahead and throw on the dice and see if we can't catch a few fish, salvage the day. There's one. That took a while. Oh. Oh boy. Is it a better fish? I've been out here for like an hour, a little bit over, and I have not had a bite until this one. And I have watched multiple boats around me. They all left now. Oh, is this a decent fish? It's not a bad one. And multiple boats around me. And, oh gosh. There we go. Nice little 2.5. And I saw one fish caught. Multiple boats. Multiple people. Did we get it? I don't know how he ate that thing. Oh, there's another big one in there. We've got live scope. We've got everything. And these fish are just difficult. So maybe there is something to that. Oh, there's a good one. SAF. Oh, plastic. Oh, there's a good one down there. But you give me a robo worm, we are bound to catch them. This morning, after we lost all of our plastics, I could not buy a bite with that dice bait. It was crazy. Oh, we landed right on that fish. So if he's gonna eat. Oh, there's a smaller one. Bluegill bit it. But if you want a finesse worm that works and I can definitely get behind, it would be these robo worms. They have worked. They're one of my biggest confidence baits. I can catch fish anywhere with these things, or at least that's how I feel. But I can go ahead and most certainly drop, oh, there's some fish. I can most certainly drop an affiliate link for robo worms if you've never tried them. That is one bait I would, if I could only fish with a couple baits my entire life, that would be one of them for sure. But let's see if we can't get one of these big ones now that it seems like some are biting. Oh, gosh. Well, if we're missing our bites to bluegills, at least we're not losing our whole worm. Oh gosh, what do we, oh my, what do we have? Is it a pike? And as soon as set the hook, thing took off. Oh, I see it on live scope. It looks good. I don't know how we set the hook, but this is even further offshore. And I probably would not be here if I did not have live scope on. Oh, well, that's not a bad one. It's not a big one. Oh, he looked way bigger on live scope. I saw him swimming around. He took off like crazy too. There we go. Robo worm. Yeah, I'll drop an affiliate link for that guy. That's a solid. That's like a 2, almost 2 1/4, and he, just because of how fat he is, probably should only be like 2, maybe 1 3/4. Well, it's almost dark, but let's see if we can't get one more. Yeah, today's been rough for sure, but Robo worm comes in clutch for me all the time. All right, we are all done fishing with the GEECRACK G Crazy. We fished the Robo worm after and did okay, caught a couple fish, couple decent fish. But we used this in the morning and it was interesting. So we lost all of our baits clearly, but we had a fair number of bites on this thing, and there were a few that we missed that were definitely better bass. They're definitely heavy and whatnot. We had a fair number of small bites that were probably bluegill. They could have been small bass. We didn't hook into any small bass, which was kind of weird. So I don't know if those smaller ones that did pull the bait off, I don't know if they were small bass, but I would assume that they were probably bluegill. But they bit well, and it was kind of frequent. And then we lost all of our baits, and I started throwing a dice bait and literally did not have a single bite after that. So there might be something to this SAF material. Yeah, salt amino flavors. Regardless how bad it smells, that might be a phenomenal thing that comes out of Japan. I know there are companies that sell aminos and stuff like that, liquids that you can keep your baits in and let them marinate, for lack of better terms. So I might have to experiment with that because, yeah, we by far had the most bites in the morning using this thing. And it could have been the fact that it was an 18-inch worm that they've never seen before. But it could have been the SAF, to be honest. And I would lean towards that because, again, we were using a dice bait, tiny presentation, super finesse, and did not have a single bite, whether it be from bluegill or bass. So there might be something to that. And then we came out and fished the Robo worm, which I have the ultimate confidence in. I will most certainly remember to drop an affiliate link for those because those are phenomenal, in my opinion. And we caught fish, but it took till like the very end of the day. There were tons of boats out there that I did not see anybody. Actually, I take that back. I saw one bass caught amongst like 5 or 6 boats, and there were multiple fishermen in there. And I talked to a couple people, and they did not do well. So there might be something to this. But as far as the bait goes, 18 inches, it's hard to hook up with fish when you have an 18-inch bait. There were a couple times that we let the fish swim with it and give it way longer than I would normally give for a hook set, and they still did not have it in their mouth. So you run the fine line of letting it eat too long and then gut hooking one, which we did have one that was hooked a little bit deep, and then the rest of them we didn't hook at all. So I don't know how you would effectively fish this thing. If you got a live scope and you aren't catching, or you know there are fish down there and you aren't able to get them to bite or anything else like that, hey, this clearly does work and it might be the ticket. But I would say if you're trying that hard for fish, I hope it would be in like a tournament or something like that, because if you're blowing through, again, $12 worth of baits every single time you go out and fish, and we didn't even fish this thing for long. I think we fished it for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and blew through every one of the worms. So I mean, if you're spending $20 or $30 or $40 every single time you go fish, if you're trying to fish a full day with these, like, that seems insane to me. In my opinion, not worth it. But yeah, it's hard to hook up with them. We tried it on a drop shot EWG. That was the only way we did hook them. With the wacky rig, I think the best, I was thinking about it more, I think knowing what we know now, and you probably shouldn't heat shrink it, because I didn't think it would thin out that plastic any more than it already was, but it did, even though we didn't burn the heat shrink tubing, we didn't leave the flame on too long, so it barely sucked down and then we stopped. But they still ripped through that, and I mean, it's uber thin. Maybe 1/8 of an inch. It's uber thin plastic. So I think the best way, if you do end up trying this, would probably be a piece of electrical tape and then like a zip tie or an O-ring over the top of that. Give it a little bit of structural integrity and not have that zip tie like be the one point. Spread it out over that electrical tape, So hopefully it would stay together a little bit better. That'd be my only thought to make this last at all, any more than what we had. I think we only had one bite where we set a hook and didn't lose it. So, not great as far as that goes. I don't think every single fish that you are trying to catch is worth, you know, whatever, $2 or something like that. That's crazy to me. But yeah, again, if there's any other baits that you guys are wanting me to try or wanting a review on or anything else like that, and you want me to waste your money instead or my money instead of your own, by all means, drop that in the comment section down below. But as always, if you guys like the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, and if you want to see more videos like it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Till next one.